Now on CoastTV News.
Wildfire wreckage, the effects of the fire in New Jersey, reached the Delaware coast while crews are working to get it under control. In cannabis clash, why one group says they have state law on their side in the attempt to overturn the denial of a marijuana business application.
This is CoastTV News Midday.
Good morning and thank you for joining us. I'm Elisa Weber and welcome to CoastTV News Midday. We're going to take a live look outside at Dover this morning, and our first alert meteorologist, Bob Trahey, is going to join us. Bob, the sky there, it looks a little murky. Could be from some of that smoke from the New Jersey wildfires.
Absolutely. That is what we're tracking, Elisa, the possibility of that smoke and haze. Otherwise, we're seeing high cirrus clouds floating in all across Delmarva. So kind of tough to pick up the smoke, but we think there is some smoke, especially aloft. Otherwise, we're looking at mostly sunny skies. We have high pressure in place right now, and usually under high pressure, the air is stagnant. So any kind of haze or smoke does get trapped under that. But right now, not smelling any smoke here at our station in Milton, but where you are, you might be seeing some or smelling it. 73 in Seaford, 70 in Millsboro and Dagsboro right now. Willard 71, so very mild inland. 50s in the beaches, 58 Bethany Beach in Rehoboth, and around 60 in Lewis right now. We're seeing easterly winds, and that could be tapping into some of the smoke from the wildfires. So here's future smoke. You're seeing it across the eastern shore, back into areas of Sussex County. By 2 p.m., still kind of hazy and smoky to our north and west. But Sussex County and Salisbury, you're clearing out. I think we're going to see some mixing as the southeast wind kicks in into the afternoon and evening, but still hanging on to some of that smoke and haze across the eastern shore. As temperatures rise into the mid-70s, if you have those health issues, I would stay in filtered air for the rest of today. Otherwise, the southeast breeze starts to mix things up. We're looking at drier conditions for the rest of the week. Some rain chances as we go into the weekend. Much more on that. And the latest on the smoke as well coming up a little bit later on.
Bob, in our top story this morning are those wildfires in New Jersey. Yesterday, parts of Delaware, like Milton, where our station is located, you could smell and see the haze from that smoke coming from those fires on the other side of the Delaware Bay. And right now, New Jersey crews continue to battle the wildfire burning in Ocean County. The Jones Road fire sparked shortly before 12:30 p.m. on Tuesday at the Greenwood Forest Wildlife Management Area. So far, one commercial structure has been destroyed, along with a number of smaller cabin vehicles. Crews say weather could be a factor in the difficulty in putting out this blaze.
Really dry right now, droughty. We're still in a drought, so fuels are dry. We're at the peak fire season here. April 20th is right at peak.
And officials say no injuries have been reported and evacuations are 100% lifted. A new overnight, Delaware Attorney General Kathy Jennings is joining 11 other attorney generals in a lawsuit against the Trump administration. This is over what they say are illegal tariffs. It's important to note that Maryland nor Virginia has joined that lawsuit. According to Jennings' office, in 2024, Delaware imported over $10 billion worth of goods and exported almost $5 billion worth. Local companies such as Mount Air have already felt the impacts of these tariffs. And happening tonight in Ocean City, the appeal of a marijuana dispensary application that was denied last month. Back then, the town's Planning and Zoning Commission stated that business would be too close to areas zoned as residential. It was planned for the 21st 100 block of Philadelphia Avenue. The leaseholder, Mike Ramadan, and the dispensary license holder, Sharif Shada, are pushing back on that, claiming a state law establishing zoning requirements should allow them to open that business. A public hearing is scheduled at 6 p.m. New this morning in Lewis, we should learn more about the plans for bringing the Clear Space Theater into the city. There has been interest on both sides ever since the Rehoboth Beach-based theater withdrew a request to build a new facility on Rehoboth Avenue after backlash from some neighbors. Lewis Mayor Andrew Williams and the City Council are scheduled to go over a market study on bringing that theater to Lewis. And we are still awaiting the next steps in Rehoboth Beach's plans for Clear Space. Last month, officials revealed attempts to keep that theater in the city. It calls for construction of Performing Arts Center on Christian Street with a $1 million contribution coming from Rehoboth Beach. The plot of land is currently leased to the Cape Henlopen Senior Center. And today, tens of thousands are again expected to fill St. Peter's Square as the public gets the chance to say goodbye to Pope Francis. His body will lie inside the historic St. Peter's Basilica through Friday evening. NBC's Jay Gray shows us what many Catholics are looking for in a new leader of their church.
The
The line stretching from St. Peter's Basilica winds through and around its famous square thousands, waiting for hours to spend just a few seconds inside.
Walking in, it's such a surreal place, and it's very holy, and seeing the body and just remembering everything that he stood for is very important.
Important for so many, remembering the humility, kindness, and commitment to the less fortunate and disenfranchised, they say, defined Pope Francis.
Isn't he somebody very close to our hearts, somebody who made the church very accessible to everybody and inclusive to everybody, and like a family member for us, yeah.
For his church family, specifically 135 Catholic cardinals, his passing brings with it the difficult responsibility of deciding who among them will take his place.
We have to wait to pray and to have our meetings, and then afterwards we decide.
Those meetings, the highly secretive conclave behind the locked doors of the Sistine Chapel. Many here hopeful they will elect a new pope who will continue the mission and message of his predecessor.
And he taught us all how to be Christians and to be human. And we want Pope Francis II now.
As they honor the original. Jay Gray, NBC News at the Vatican.
Coming up after the break, protecting pets, the gear local fire crews are now getting thanks to a caring community.
People love their pets. Many even consider them as part of the family. So when disaster strikes, one neighborhood group wants to make sure first responders have the resources they need to help every member of the household. In this week's Coastal Connections, we introduce you to the animal lovers making that mission possible.
You're a good girl. Very good. We'll do anything for treats, right?
This is Pat Halko and her poodles, Gracie and Candy. Like most pet parents, she spoils them with treats, toys, even what she calls her poodle room. And it's a love that Pat shares with her neighbors, Debbie and Jane, just a few faces from the Peninsula Lakes Animal Lovers Group.
We have donated to Brandywine SPCA, to HAP, and to the ARC, monetary donations.
But their latest initiative goes beyond the basics. They're donating life-saving equipment to local fire companies, pet oxygen masks.
Each kit comes complete. There is actually a set of 3 masks, a large, a small, and a medium. They can be used on various species, as we said, dogs, cats, ferrets, birds. Some people may even have a little pygmy pig in their house or something.
The difference between a pet oxygen mask and a human oxygen mask is simply the shape of it. You can see this is the pet oxygen mask, and a dog or cat or any other kind of pet, their snout could fit in here and the oxygen would obviously come through here. Now a human mask is more of a triangle shape, and you could fit a human's nose and mouth in it.
You know, it's something that they have if they need it. Obviously, we wouldn't want them to have to, rely on it.
But the Indian River Fire Company has had to rely on them.
Over the last year, we have had 2 instances, one in Millsboro, where there was a pet involved, and they were successful in resuscitating and bringing the dog back to a process. And the second one was also a successful event.
Indian River Fire President Patrick Miller says the masks made all the difference.
I believe they were beneficial. It certainly gives them the ability to have a better quality of air delivery to their lungs and to their body, as opposed to a nasal cannula or another device that we would have to makeshift.
Now, thanks to the Animal Lovers Group, fire departments in Lewis and Millsboro have their own sets after a recent donation and presentation from Pat and the crew.
They are the lifeline for us, and it's important to support them and give them any help that we can.
Helping those who help us and the pets we love so much. For Coastal Connections, I'm Christina DeRobertis.
We're seeing mostly sunny skies across Delmarva at this hour, but it's also hazy. Anytime you see that whitish complexion to the sky, that's telling us there's probably a little bit of smoke or haze aloft and from those wildfires in New Jersey. Tyndall's Casual Furniture Camera, 70 in Laurel right now. You'll be warming into the mid-70s into the afternoon hours. And of course, we've got the DSN Outdoors Expo both Friday and Saturday. On Friday, it begins at 3 p.m. and I think we're looking at nice conditions, a mix of sun and clouds, southeasterly winds. I think the air quality is better with that wind direction. And then it does cool down into the evening hours from the 70s into the 60s. But then you'll need the rain gear for day 2 of the Outdoors Expo. It begins at 10 on Saturday. I think we're looking at showers, maybe heavy at times, and maybe a rumble of thunder too as we go into the afternoon with afternoon highs into the mid-70s. Right now it's low 70s from Salisbury across the inland areas. Lots of 70 and 71 degree readings. Millsboro 71, Milton 71, 70 in Laurel right now. Willard's at 74, but it's cooler at the coast, 60 in Ocean City, and upper 50s from Bethany Beach up to Rehoboth right now, as we have an onshore wind. Now, yesterday, winds were out of the northeast, and we were getting the smoke from the New Jersey fire. They're more out of the east right now, but it still could tap into some of that smoke as we go into the afternoon, as we're looking at a veil of cirrus clouds moving in, so it's filtered sunshine across Delmarva right now with high pressure overhead. So typically under high pressure, you have stagnant conditions, and that's why we urge folks with health problems to stay inside because, for one thing, the pollen count is high, and also that possibility of seeing or smelling some smoke. Otherwise, we're looking at high pressure keeping us high and dry, not only today but into Friday. Rain is back to our west and northwest, but that'll stay away for a while. Now, here's the smoke on Futurecast. You can see it prevalent across the eastern shore. It's a parts of Sussex County as we go into the early afternoon. Then it moves into the eastern shore and points north. I think a southeast wind will start to improve our air quality across Sussex County back into the Salisbury area, but some of those pollutants and some of that haze and smoke hanging on to the eastern shore as we go through the overnight. Here's Futurecast at noon. We're into the 60s to mid-70s with some of those high clouds, a little bit of that smoke by mid-afternoon. 77 in Salisbury, 74 in Millsboro, 50s and 60s at the beaches. As we go into this evening, we clear it out, and it will be cool as we head into Friday morning with temperatures into the upper 40s and low 50s, and then another mild day heading into Friday with mid to upper 70s inland areas, 50s and 60s at the coast. As we increase the clouds Friday night, we also increase a southerly breeze. That's ahead of the next system that I think will bring some showers in on Saturday. So make sure you have a plan B for anything you're doing outdoors and have the rain gear handy, with showers that could be heavy at times into the afternoon and evening hours with the cold front and maybe a rumble of thunder too. And then it looks like we salvage the second half of the weekend with drier and cooler conditions. Not a lot of rain with this system, maybe about a tenth to about 2/10 of an inch, maybe a quarter inch. I know it's not the best timing for the rain, but we certainly do need it. Paul Davis, 7-day forecast, mid-70s today and tomorrow and Saturday as well, with a chance of showers and a couple of thunderstorms, no severe weather. Drier Sunday, 68, and then mild into next week with a rain chance by Wednesday and a high of 84.
Thank you, Bob. Coming up tonight on DSN at 4, Del Mar hosts Mardella in softball. Then at 7:30, it's the premiere of Season 3 of Into the Trenches. And at 10:30, it's the final score. And on the DSN Plus app at 4, you will get that Del Mar Mardella softball game, along with these exclusives. At 4, Cambridge South Dorchester hosts Easton in softball. 4:15, Cape visits Laurel in baseball. And also at that time, Sussex Central travels to Lake Forest in girls soccer. And Into the Trenches is back for its 3rd season. This year, we followed the Cape Henlopen Vikings football team fresh off of their first state championship appearance in 40 years. Into the Trenches at 7:30 on DSN and DSN Plus. And here's what's coming up this afternoon on Coast Life at 4.
I know we're getting closer and closer to the weekend, but we're not there yet. First, you got to join us for some more Coast Life, where we're going to be showing off a new model home for a new Shell Brothers community.
Plus, we travel to the surface of the sun for some hot tea about this one. As we spill tea, it has to do with social media and X and adding them. Okay, not okay, we're going to debate it.
Oh yeah, we will talk about that. We're also going to talk about some art classes that you can take. Maybe you've been trying to get back in touch with that creative side. We've got some of the best opportunities for you to do that. All that fun and more is coming up today at 4 on Coast Life. We will see you then.
Today, Ocean City's annual 34th Spring Festival kicks off, and just like last year, you can expect hundreds of vendors, each selling different and unique items, also delicious food and drinks, and music flowing throughout the Ocean City Inlet. One vendor who has a dog store right on the boardwalk can't wait to see thousands of people stop by their tent.
This is a really, really good kickoff for the season. We look forward to it all off season, especially this last off season was a little rough with the weather. So we're really looking forward to a good weekend.
And if you want to stop by and enjoy all of the fun activities, Springfest will be open from April 24th to April 27th. And this Friday and Saturday, head on over to the Harrington Fairgrounds for the DSN Outdoors Expo. On Friday, that will run from 3 p.m. to 8 p.m. and on Saturday from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. CoastTV will be right back. In Bethany Beach, bike safety takes center stage. According to the agenda, town officials will learn about a safe speed from a guest speaker today, and officials will also plan for the busy summer season as well as discuss a traffic report.
And we're seeing hazy and smoky conditions right now on the Spicer Brothers camp in Salisbury. 71 degrees. If you have respiratory problems, stay inside in filtered air the rest of the day with mid-70s for you. And then we're looking at improving air quality later today into Friday when it remains dry, increasing rain chances to start the weekend. Congratulations to Aurea Nazimento from Ocean View on winning a new umbrella from Paul Davis and CoastTV. I'll have your 10-day forecast coming up next. We're looking at smoky and hazy conditions to last until the mid-afternoon hours. And a southeast wind will start to scour out the atmosphere. Mid-70s inland, cooling down this evening. Remember to call the CoastTV First Alert weather phone, sponsored by Brockstead Mandalis Federico. 10-day forecast, mid-70s into the weekend. Showers and storms Saturday. It dries out Sunday and Monday. Then it warms up. Some shower chances Wednesday and then again on Friday.
Bob, and thank you for joining us here for Coast TV News Midday. For more news and local weather, download our Coast TV News app. And don't forget to join us for Coast TV News at 5 later this afternoon. Have a great day.